Okay. I think some of the best books ever written by an author that's pretty popular. Michael Crichton. He writes science fiction, action, suspense, really kind of cliffhanger books. A lot of them actually became movies. Some of the ones that I've read are like Congo, for example. Very good book. They came out with a movie for it. What it's basically about is it's about a team of scientists going into the Congo to try to find a special type of diamond that can be used for computers. I think it was to help the processing or something. And what they encounter is in the ancient village, it was guarded by big gorillas that over the centuries brought or taught by the past villagers that lived there thousands of years ago to protect the place from people that might rob it and stuff like that. So they're all trapped there. They have limited ammunition, and by one guide. So what happens is they they all one guy finds the diamonds and he stuffs them in his pockets. Go figure. I won't tell you the end, but it's really good book, action adventure, science fiction, and what they have is they also brought was a little gorilla that they taught to use sign language to communicate, and it actually helped them communicate with the other gorillas a little bit. Didn't really benefit them much, but still worked. Another book that I read by him, very good book by the way, Michael Crichton Timeline. And what that one's basically about is a group of people that are sent back in time by a company that is doing top secret research on time travel. And what they do is, when they send them back in time, it's medieval times, to a place called Castleguard. And what they encounter is savage soldiers. Quite a few of them get killed. What they're missing is to rescue this doctor that was trapped there in time for a time run out. I think they had a 3-day period. And what happened is they would like what happened is one guy got challenged to a sword fight by one of the head knights. And since he was beat and not killed, the king took offense to that because he humiliated his knight. And then what happens is they all get separated at one point and they all have to go their own way, but they also find out things that prove the history wrong, that they weren't so much dirty people, they actually paid a lot of attention to cleanliness. They were very physically in shape, a lot of them. Very good book, action, science fiction, um, suspenseful, definitely. Another book that I've read this one twice. Very, very good book. Michael Crichton's Pirate Latitudes. What this one's basically about is what happens is about the what do they call them? They call them the they would be people that would be hired by the king, privateers that would raid Spanish ships for their gold and everything. What they would do is the king would get a cut of that gold. So the main buccaneer privateer in this one, his name is Captain Charles Hunter, well-respected adventurer, good-spirited sailor. What the mission is, he's sent to get a treasure ship that from Spain, and it's on an island called I think it's Martos or something like that. But it's heavily fortified, disease-ridden conditions, mosquitoes. So he takes his crew, and when they arrive there, what they have to do is he has to round up everybody. He has to get to the island. They have to climb over a gigantic mountain without getting seen because there's no other access points to the thing. So what they do is when they're halfway there, they get captured by a man who's notorious for slitting people's throats and killing dozens and dozens of people. So even the captain himself, a pretty solid man, is scared of him because he also well, I can't tell you and spoil what happened, but what happens is they finally manage to get off the boat, and I'm not going to tell you any more than that. Now here's a really, really good one I would recommend to anybody, like science fiction, adventure, action. Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. A lot of you have probably already heard it. And what it's about is about a bunch of people that go onto an island by a rich billionaire named John Hammond. Main characters are Alan Grant, Ellie Sadler, Tim and Lex, the two kids. And what happens is the power goes out because there's an employee that's not satisfied with his pay, so he strikes a deal with another company called Biosyn. And what he does is he has to get the frozen embryos, which he would get $50,000 a piece for once he brought them back, but he failed to do so because he was killed by a dinosaur. So everyone's trapped on the island, the raptors are getting loose and killing everybody. So what everyone has to do is they all have to try to escape the island, but as you've probably seen in the movie, Alan and the two kids get out of the car and start hiking away to get away from the T-Rex. So they're stuck in the river getting chased, having to avoid the raptors, just trying to find refuge back at the place. But it's a really good book. I know my descriptions are kind of vague, but they're very good books. I'd recommend them to anyone that likes those subjects. I want to credit the publishers. Pirate Latitudes is published by Harper Fiction, and this one's, I can't pronounce it, but if you can read that, Knofe, PF, published by that. I think I have to give credit. But thanks for watching, and if you have any ideas for future videos, please comment.